It's common for students to be too brief and provide too little information. And it's difficult to describe too much information as a problem, but there are times when that's very much the case. You've provided a long concept. The concept is probably the best example of a situation where it's important to be brief, but also to convey a lot of information. So that's a challenge. Ideally, a concept will be 2 to 4 sentences, and it should speak directly to the player, and it should convey what is exciting about the game. Its purpose is to sell the game to the reader and to the player. So there's a bigger problem here with there's a bigger problem than the fact that this is long for a concept. The information conveyed here spends the majority of its time comparing this game to other games, and that's something that's best done in the competition section of your high concept document. It also spends a great deal of time on the characters. In the next week of the course, there will be treatment of the main character and later on supporting characters. So that's another thing to keep in mind, that there's a time and a place for everything. But getting back to the concept, there's too much time spent on these things in the concept. We do get some other valuable information from this. I don't think we really get anything about, we don't get what makes this game unique. And it's not really communicated in a way that makes it sound exciting enough either. And what makes the game unique and what makes it exciting, I think those are both ways that you can improve, that this entire document can be improved. But let's have a look at an example that I typed up here. This draws on the information that this draws on what I know about the game, which again might be a bit limited in spite of the fact that this document is very verbose. There's a lot of information in here, and yet there's I still feel like there are some important things that I don't know. Maybe that'll come through in the way I wrote this high concept, or this concept statement. But this is an example of the approach that you should take. You are Elethea, a human ghost. You are assisted by your creation, Quarter Jack, a silent bell striker, in an exciting action-adventure dungeon quest. Find the Minera, the 5 gemstones of the stone ivory, in order to tame the greatest threat to your world, the beast automatons, and give a voice to the silent Quarter Jack. So that has some of the things that we're looking for here. It's quick and to the point. It conveys a lot of information, but it's snappy, and it's also smooth. It reads smoothly. It should generate a bit of excitement and give the reader a good idea what this game is about. Avoid raising questions. I've mentioned a couple things without explaining what they are, but I don't think that's a problem here. The beast automatons, just reading that, we know that that's some sort of end of the game boss monster type creature. Um, I don't think we need more about that. We've told them what the Monera are. They're 5 gemstones. The stone ivory, that we could see that as raising questions, but again, it's some sort of artifact that the player needs to find. So I don't think more explanation of that is necessary at this point. I hope that gives a better idea what the concept portion of a high concept document is. It is the opening paragraph, and so it should be a brief introduction to the game, and one that really sells the game, doesn't slow down the reader, conveys information in a quick and interesting way.